Welcome to my Scrabble channel. This is Adam Henderson. I just played a pretty successful tournament yesterday, and I'd like to go over those games with you. I think I may do 2 games of video. I'm going to try to get through all of these fairly quickly. It was a one-day tournament. I did fairly well in it, and I just wanted to give it some game analysis, do some game analysis with the games because I felt like some of these were pretty good games. So I went first in the first game. This was against Sjoholm. And this was a NASPA tournament, so slightly different from the WePo tournament that had been analyzing in World Cup. We're going to take a short break from that, and then we'll go right back to World Cup. And so here is what Chris looks like. He was also the director of this tournament. And looks like he has a rating of 1367, so quite a bit lower than my rating. My rating is 17. When I was going into this tournament, it was 1742. I wasn't really expecting to have too much difficulty winning this game, but we will see how this game goes. So I did have kind of a difficult rack here. And this rack, I actually elected to exchange EEEO. Let's see what Analyzer says. So it's saying I should play through here. That would keep AEE. That has to be wrong. I'm a little bit, I was torn between keeping AE, exchanging keeping AE, or exchanging keeping AEG. I decided to keep it the G just because AE is just such a vowel heavy leave that even as bad as the G is, having some consonant with it seemed like a good idea. So I defend my choice of exchanging down to AEG here. And he opens with Nix. Let me just make sure it's in the correct spot. Yep. So Nix comes down. I drew pretty terrible leave. I drew a pretty terrible draw. So I drew 2 U's. But I did pick up the S, so it wasn't all terrible. I decided a U was probably the play here, and it looks like Macondo agrees with me, so we're good there. And here, here was when I was starting to get surprised because he made this play that I didn't know this word of mudcat. I'd never seen this word before this game, but I quickly decided that I wasn't even going to hold this play because I had no idea whether mudcat was valid or not, and for only 22 points, it wasn't going to be worth risking losing my turn here. As it turns out, mudcat is valid. Let's quickly look up what it is. It's a type of catfish. So if you're watching this video and you didn't know the word mudcat, well, don't worry. I'm rated 1700 NASPA, and I did not know this word either. So hope that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. If you did know that word mudcat, then give yourself a pat on the back. I would consider this play to be expert level word knowledge. So good on Chris for knowing this word. Um, if it were worth more points, I would have definitely held the play. So I drew the blank and I drew the Z. So looks good. I get to keep the blank, and I played Cuzes. I decided that this was a more difficult decision for me than because there was always the possibility that Mudcat wasn't actually a word. And I decided to go with my gut and play Cuzes and hook the S on it, even though I wasn't sure of the validity of Mudcat because in this situation, even if the word is not valid, I still have a better chance of getting away from it, getting away with this play just because Chris is likely to think that it's valid, whether it's actually valid or not. Of course, we all know that Mudcat is actually a valid play, so I made a good play here. Chris is just continuing to play really well, playing a very strong game here. He makes the play of Bloody, which Boozy is actually 5 more points, so that's probably Boozy is better. But he makes the play of Bloody. It gets rid of 1 more tile, so it's possible Bloody is the best play without knowing his other tiles. Excuse me. And I have this rack, and I couldn't find any bingo here, but I did have a number of bingos. I had takedown. Yeah, I just didn't. There's 3 different words that end in down that I could have played here, and then I had Danewort as well. I know all of 4 of these words, so I just attribute not seeing these to just the anxiety of and pressure of having rating points on the line. So I didn't play any of those. I decided to go with Nah here for 41, and I figure keeping the blank I can probably bingo later on. And here, Chris plays invading for 92, and now it's a game. It really is a game because he's taken a pretty good lead here with the 92-point play, and I drew the Q, so this is not good. I have equated for 64. That's probably my best play, but I didn't see it, so I ended up just playing off the Q. And here was what I considered the critical move of the game. Here he plays Purier, and he later realizes after the game that he could have played Reprieve, but he went with Purier. And after the game, he mentioned that the reason he thought this was a word is because Puri is a word, but Puri is actually a child's toy, and it pluralizes to Puris, and it's not an adjective. So with this knowledge, I wasn't sure whether this word was good or not, and my rack was blank DEFATE, which I was really not sure, and I was like 50-50 on this word because I felt like I had seen a word like this recently. Maybe it was just Puris, I guess we can take a look at my master list of words I've seen and see if I can figure this out. Because it was really messing with my head, this play. And sometimes when I hold too long, if I challenge right away, sometimes that's better than just holding a long time. Because if I hold a long time, not only have I drained my clock, but I'm likely not to challenge if I'm holding for that long anyway. I thought there was a word beginning with peer that I had seen lately. Is Peries. That may have been the word that I was thinking of. I was probably mixing up Peerier with Peries. And you can also play it without the S. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so that must have been what I was mixing it up with. I think I mixed it up with Peary without the just Peeirie. That's what I mixed it up with. So yeah, this one really screwed me up. Eventually, I confirmed the score. I had him on hold for a while. I confirmed that his score was 254, and after my play, which was going to be, I figured it out to be 83. Uh, so my score was currently 182. I did the math and found that after I added the 83 points, I would be down 254 to 215. And I felt like I was just generally a stronger player than him. And I felt like I still had good chances after I played my bingo back of defeats. So I ended up letting this go. I wish I would have challenged it off, but I ended up letting it go. But I had a better play than defeats. I had feasted, which is not great. I also had defist for 94. Oh, actually, yeah, defeats scores 94. I was thinking the first play I found was deflate, which I wasn't sure if deflate took the R. So I decided the fact that I didn't know whether it took the R, and even if it did take the R, then deflate was just definitely not going to be a good move. But even if it doesn't take the R, there's one D and three S's out, so and he's more likely to hit that spot than I am. So I ruled out deflate. I ended up playing defeats. So that actually puts me in a lot closer position. So I'm only 28 down. In this position, I felt like I still had a really good chance of winning. Although maybe my chances weren't as good in this position as I had thought. But as you can see, Chris is playing a really strong game, which was surprising to me. So he plays woes here for 33. That gives him a 61 point lead, which is normally really would be really discouraging, but I always kind of have to remember throughout this whole game that I should have the advantage in this game, just because my rating says that I should have the advantage, even though so I did find Ovately. He didn't hold, which was surprising. He didn't know the word. He checked it afterwards, but I guess maybe out of respect he didn't challenge it and he felt like because this actually puts me only ahead by 21 now. He he still felt pretty good about his chances in this game. And here he made kind of a surprising play. I don't know what his other tiles were. He played Drat, but it was a welcome respite from the just piling on the scoring plays that he had done for most of this game. So all of a sudden, I felt really nervous about this game to suddenly feeling confident. I now had a lead over him after Ovately, and I was continuing to draw okay. So you can see I have this. I didn't see Knowles for 38, so I had to settle for something not as good. I didn't see Netbook. I actually looked for words ending in book here, but I missed Netbook. That would have been a great play. Nels also fits. I saw the word bloke. That was one of my it was one of my candidate plays. You can see I wrote bloke here, and I saw it in two spots. The two spots I was considering was underneath here and then over here. I didn't consider this one because I just felt like this spot was a lot better for opening up the board, which is not what I wanted to do. Both of these plays also open up the board. It gives him three floaters. I guess the interesting thing with these floaters is that they're floaters that are already on the board, but playing it here would give it floaters in a different position, and playing it here it just didn't seem right to me. Well, the play I ended up going with was Ken here because I had an O of my own to make another big play after this. Ken scores a decent number of points, and so I felt like the two other plays of bloke that I was considering was opening up the board, and I just didn't want to do that with a lead. So Ken came down, and here, trying to find where he plays this. Oh, okay. He just plops down Jin for a big score. That's 37. So now he has. I'm still leading by 5 points, and it's my turn, so I'm still in good position, and especially because I can just plop down Oval. That's what I do for 34. Probably the best play. And here, I don't blame him. He opens up the board with Mantra. There aren't any blanks for him to pick up, and there's 5 eyes. So probably Mantra was a mistake. So I do kind of blame him a little bit. You're going to be getting 6 random tiles, and they're not likely to be good tiles. Mantra was just kind of a Hail Mary. And I had this rack. I ended up going with Timus. Again, I was just testing his word knowledge. He didn't hold, so good on him. And here he kind of just rolls over with Ha. And then finally, I put the nail in the coffin with Apogee. And he can't really do anything here with whatever he's got. He's got 3 eyes. Yeah, there was way too many eyes for him to bingo. And I think this would have been his last rack. So his best play here was riffs. And for some reason he didn't play the S. Maybe he thought I couldn't go out. So he plays riff for 27, and I go out with Turl, which he challenges because he wasn't 100%. And that was the end of the game. So felt good about winning this first game, but I was also kind of shaken up by this game because I like to rather be in the lead throughout the whole game rather than feel like I'm on the verge of losing the first game of what should be an easy tournament. Also, he was one of the lowest seeds, so it would have felt terrible to lose this game. But I pulled it through, and looks like we're at 20 minutes. Yeah, I think in the interest of just not making too many videos, I'll try to do 2 videos at a time here. Hopefully I can make this a 40-minute video. My next opponent I felt pretty good about. Actually, I can probably go through this one quite quickly because this was a rather easy game for me. My next opponent was Amy Bearmon, who keeps saying that she's rusty. I'm not. I guess she's like a mother of several children. I never really got a chance to socialize with her very much, but I think that's what she said. So maybe that's why she doesn't have too much time to devote to Scrabble studying. But anyway, we will take a look at this game. Okay, so that's the end of that one. So Amy went into this tournament with a rating of 1356. Which is kind of strange because I thought her rating was higher than that. But anyway, that's her rating, and so I'm feeling pretty confident going into this game. This was just kind of a fun game for me, and so I'll try to go through this quickly. So she opens with Dunham. I have this rack. And actually I had archived for 101, which was better than the play I actually made, which was Arca Eyes. But actually, I guess Arca Eyes was better because she challenged it. I wasn't sure. I made it a Z just because I wasn't sure if it took an S or not. It looked like it did from the choices. And she actually challenged this move. And this challenging that and losing a turn basically causes her to lose on the spot. Because as it turned out, I did draw the Z here, and I just played Zeta for 64. And so as you can see, I just, after that challenge and the play of Zeta, she just basically lost on the spot at the beginning of the game. So I don't need to go through the entire game for that one. So that was 2 wins in a row to start the tournament. And so felt good about how the tournament was going after these first 2 wins. And I'll continue, I'll create a new video to continue going over the Lynnwood tournament that happened yesterday. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.